My name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about sports, biomechanics, and optical tracking. So we know that in professional sports, athletes are tracked very closely for kind of their health, not only their health and well-being, but also to sort of enhance their performance. In the past, a lot of that tracking, especially as it related to sort of biometric data, happened in sort of, laboratories, at, medical settings, where maybe people were wearing sensors and certain things about their body and physiology were being tracked. What we're seeing now is technology develop in sort of AI in the optical space, where some of this tracking that maybe someone had to do in a laboratory where they were wearing sensors or something can be done using just not regular cameras, but cameras that have AI capabilities that can do some of this same sort of calculation about people's physiology and what they're doing. So we're seeing, many different companies rise up in this sort of optical tracking space. Using video of athletes from different angles to be able to make determinations about their physiology and different things that are happening. We already see, obviously, about people wearing things like fitness trackers. So in a professional sports situation, there are certain types of sports where people wear trackers, wear GPS, things that are being tracking stuff about them. But I think having these new optical capabilities that are cheaper, so less expensive, less invasive, things that they consider are frictionless, so not a lot of friction, we're gonna see this type of technology become more ubiquitous and possibly be used not just in professional sports, but maybe even college sports or sports in, for people who are even under the age of 18. So all these things raise sort of privacy concerns. Also, I think as the technology is getting more complicated and sophisticated, there's going to have to be some way to kind of fuse this information together. So information from, like I said, fitness trackers, information from these kind of optical cameras that can do this kind of physiological or biomechanic calculation about people. I think it's an interesting time in sports to see how these things are being used. But then I think based on the jurisdiction where these types of technologies are being implemented, I think is going to raise privacy concerns. So even though there are things about people, like let's say they're in a game in a public space and they're being recorded, if their physiological information, let's say there's a fitness tracker on them, just checking things like their heartbeat, their glucose, their hydration, that stuff combined with sort of this optical data together may cause an issue, especially if the data is being used for different purposes. So what we're seeing now is, this technology being used in a lot of different areas around sports. Is being used in things like sports betting, to be able to evaluate certain athletes, is being, because it's cheaper now, obviously filtering down into other sports for younger people, maybe even children. So I think, this is just an interesting development in technology, and I just want to see what companies are going to do with this. I'm obviously hoping that we still keep in mind what the kind of the privacy issues and the risks can be when you're using and rolling out these types of technologies, because it can create particular harms for people, especially if they're underage. That's it. Thank you.